Okay, welcome everyone. It is March the 1st, 2024. Can you believe it? We're into another month. And we're studying the universal law of transmutation and dissipation. This will be our sixth segment of this chakra, the high heart chakra. Let me just set the timer there. Okay. And yeah, so this is the eighth dimension, the high heart and prudence. Prudence taught to us by Saint Bernadette in the Halion, the sixth dimension, sixth chakra. But you can see we're working with clarity. And clarity is connected to the Divine Mother. It's blue energy. It's connected to the water. It's peace. It's forgiveness. It's hope. It's faith. It's trust. It's all the blue energy, as well as transmutation and dissipation. And transmutation is more connected to the masculine, being in gratitude, and the dissipation to forgiveness, the forgiveness energy of the mother. Let's, there we go. This is the colors of the high heart. There's peaches and pinks and golds and really fuchsia pink as well. So you don't see any blue here, but this is the chakra that the Divine Mother came and explained clarity to us. So her energy is very much, connected to this chakra. So it's Sanat Kumara that's teaching us about the universal law. Albert Einstein, the eighth dimension, telling us it's creation, the state of being where the manipulation of energy of the fuel of love into form, be it process or tangible, is learned. So we're really learning creation with this information. The high heart is right above the heart. There's the Halion chakra where Saint Bernadette taught us prudence, and prudence spins below the heart with more of the water energy here, and above the heart in the golden and pink energy, which is really connected to the father. So you've got the father energy above and the mother below, connected to the water and the sunlight. And this chakra, the blue one, was where Saint Bernadette explained that she found the healing water at Lourdes for healing, basically. The water. And she said that whenever we're drinking water, to understand that it is very healing, and to be in that state of alignment with the Divine Mother, understanding the forgiveness of everything. And she was the one that talked about apology, a quick apology to self when we fall into disarray in the thought patterns, to quickly come back, laugh, say, there I go again, and a quick apology to self to bring yourself right back into the heart, deeper and deeper. And we can send that apology to anyone we've harmed in other lifetimes or this lifetime, and out to the universe as well. So it's a very powerful energy, the blue. But I wanted to show you. So this is us working on balance, gratitude in this chakra. That is the law of transmutation. Remembering that one side of the mind is more masculine, one's more feminine. So it's like a crossover energy through the physical form. But I'll talk about that in a second. But look at this. This is the mother asking us to send out clarity from frozen water. The metaphor is the water is frozen. An iceberg, an ice cave. The ice or the snow so pure that it looks blue. And when Albert Einstein described the dimensions, he talked about the more we let go of the old belief systems, the planet becomes more temperate, that the ice will melt. So here's the mother wanting us to expand our clarity, but using something that's frozen. So it's kind of funny in a way, but the healing water is the water that flows because we're expanding our vibration. So, yeah, Steve.
Isn't she saying that when the water freezes, it becomes like it's not exactly a prism. It shows the blue light, uh, and she's focusing on the purity of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Purity of the blue light,
Still
purity.
frozen.
Well, yes, that's the metaphor.
But we don't want to be frozen in the past. We
Yeah,
want to be in the flow. So I know
there-
that she's focusing on the color
yeah,
because it is a pretty extraordinary color.
and the purity, yeah,
Yeah, but still, we
yeah.
want to be in the flow, the letting go.
Flow is a paradigm of the higher dimensions. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So interesting that she's using something frozen, but I think she's saying, "Come on, everybody, wake up."
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We don't want to stay frozen in the past. We want we want to flow and let go of all these old belief systems. And Albert Einstein talked about it. There's no accident that the ice is melting. The Arctic and the Antarctic are melting because we created that with our belief systems. The planet became frozen because we weren't in our hearts, basically. We even blocked ourselves from the second and the first dimension and the fourth and the fifth and higher. We were stuck in the third for
Mhm.
the longest time.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Because of our lack of self-worth and self-love. So the more we drop into the heart, into the imagination, into the creativity of the mother energy, the more we're in the flow of knowing everything is forgiven.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I'm not sure what to do about this blue picture of
Uh-huh.
ice, except that it will help us remember to not be frozen. Like it's kind of funny. It's a good way to remember. She's got a good sense of humor. Okay, so this is us remembering to believe in the forgiveness of the higher realms, trust, faith that we're all on track. We're going deeper and deeper into peace, into the serenity within ourselves, in hope. And when she describes hope, she's really talking about the perfect balance of the masculine and the feminine and the one, which is the triangle, the Trinity. So it's equal love for the mother energy within, the father energy within, and the child, the self, the not the wounded child. Well, love for the wounded child so that it can expand and create balance within the form. Okay, so that was my little piece of
Mm. Mhm.
reminding us not to be frozen in the past. Okay, so this is just a little bit of a review. Saroon is a combination of rays. It's peach and coral, rich gold, pale yellow, pinks, and fuchsia. So this, think a beautiful sunset, the skin of a peach. And here she says right here, it's a center for peace and harmony. So even though there's no blue in here, it's a reminder that each chakra is the mother and the father, even if it's not, there's no blue or gold in the color of the chakra. Each chakra is a balance of the mother and the father. Balance, prudence, center for transmutation. So the more I work with transmutation, it's about getting into gratitude, like really deep gratitude for self and all the situations we've been involved in and all the people we've been involved with. Just to be in that heart of forgiveness and gratitude for everyone. And that is what helps create peace. This is a portal to the 8th dimension of creation, of acceptance of your core power. Again, this is gratitude, your ability and your responsibility to create what your heart desires, what is reflective of your mission and purpose, and working in harmony with everything. Quality of self-worth. So you can see self here, I've got pink because pink is the middle of the tri-flame, and then worth is golden. And that's what this chakra is all about, pink and gold. Harmonious balance. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a review. Here's Albert talking about the 8th dimension being creation. This is the state of being where the manipulation of energy of his beloved subatomic particles of the fuel of love into form, be it process or tangible, is learned. When we have anchored the growth pattern of the 8th, we have no difficulty bringing forth consistently that which our heart desires and that which is in alignment with source and our universe. So the more we're in the peace and the joy, that understanding, the forgiveness and the gratitude for yourself, it's easier to create because of the balance within, then the balance comes out of us into the creations. So it's really, that's what the core responsibility is your truth. So anchoring into your silver truth, and that's knowing that there is no separation from within, without, our guides, people that have passed over, family. It's really everyone getting along and knowing that we're all here in love with ourselves to love everyone. Creations that are not in alignment with the higher self and collective are phantoms manufactured by a human ego and not of the sacred nature of the growth patterns of the 8th. In many ways, this is the most challenging growth cycle of all. Many travel through this creation dimension again and again, shying away from the energy because it entails use of personal core essence power and the acceptance of responsibility. So I've been in this family therapy with one of my daughters, and it's so interesting because the more I am in love with myself, the easier, what I'm witnessing is the easier it is to be a witness to where my daughter is at. If I'm still holding on to the past, I can't stand back from it. I get involved in it because it's very emotional. Family is very emotional. And I think that's why the work is so important around family, because you can figure out where you're at pretty quick. It's amazing. Yeah. So it's easier for me to witness where she's at, reflected back to her. And that's the mirror work of beauty, being able to be the mirror, reflect it back and not be attached to it. So I think this is partly what he's talking about here too, is the more that we are in our core, then we can be with others who are struggling and be able to help with their letting go. So just an interesting little aside there. There's no accident I'm in doing this therapy with my daughter. So here's the mother's energy, that clarity that expands. So we don't want it to be frozen. We want it to be flowing. That's the dissipation energy of this law, and the forgiveness. And the transmutation is connected to that golden spiral of being in gratitude. And the more we're in gratitude, the more we float up. And the higher we get, the deeper you can also get into the dissipation, which is forgiveness. And it's generally just keep working with self, because the more that we're in that perfect alignment of the deep, deep, deep forgiveness, think the ocean, think the deepest ocean, the higher you can float up and get the higher understandings as well. They work together. And then we fall into our mastery, which is this magenta color, and these eyes open up. Your fourth eye, your third eye, your fifth eye, they open so you can see with greater clarity, basically. Okay. So this is me talking about what transmutation and dissipation is. So if you're finding that it's a struggle, breathe the blue for clarity. And here I said, what is clarity? Think of dissipation, flow, shift, the mother, water energy, faith, trust, hope. And then in that is knowing transmutation and gratitude for the mother, father one, the Trinity, their forgiveness of everything, that love is everything. And then when you start breathing the emerald green, that is actually a release of all the old sorrow. And understanding there's no difference between healing and creation. So everything is interconnected. And when Archangel Michael would say, there's joy and hope and truth and love, and it goes back and forth in between, then this all makes sense because it's really working with the mother and the father and balancing us, ourselves, especially so that we're in the flow. We're not frozen. And then when Archangel Raphael said there's no difference between healing and creation, that's us anchored in that golden temple in behind the heart and really understanding the heart chakra too. So there's no, like, there's a reason they're telling us about this temple in behind the heart, because they're saying it's so connected, the heart and the gold. No difference between healing and creation. Okay, and then this humility part, and you can see it's red, it's connected in the lower chakras, but it's connected to pink. It's connected any colors that are going, and then the mastery has that red in it as well. So the magenta. So you can see red, pink, magenta, all in alignment with our humility, which is our service, our willingness to put ourselves with others to create the healing. And that's basically what happens the deeper you go into transmutation and dissipation. The humility opens up and you have no fear about being with others because you're so in alignment yourself. The energy from someone else doesn't throw you off. It can't, because you're just so anchored in who you are in your core. Okay. So transmutation and dissipation is a way for us to transmute, change, disappear, dissipate, get in the flow of forgiveness, old ways of being, old energy, not of love, situations, bringing it back to original purity. Just think of the innocent child and how loving they are. Think of Amelia and how she just loves everybody. We find at the kernel of mostly everything is love. And our self-worth is definitely in there. It is the cleanup law, the reconstruction law, the beautification of the community law, a way for us to bring back the original grace and beauty, the balance, the intentions, not only of Gaia, but also of our own sacred selves. The law of transmutation, we are peeling away, scrubbing, cleaning up, finding the treasure, which is our self-worth that is buried underneath the debris. So just think of yourself as in the flow of forgiveness of everything and in gratitude. So the water and the sunlight. Okay, and then this is a quick review how to do this law, because it's actually very simple. If you want to transmute anything from health, relationships, anything to do with the planet, you just basically bring it into your hands like a miniature stage, or he says a doll house, just think miniature, and think like you're drinking from a stream. So there's the mother energy, getting yourself in the flow of it all, in alignment with your heart, with your core, the seat of the soul, which is the top of the solar plexus. As we're doing this out of love, we're transmuting this energy because we love. And then we invoke, and you can invoke SK or Saint Germain, the mother or law. Is there agreement in accordance with the law that they show up? And we hold the creation and we simply allow as if we are the observer watching a play. So it's, if you want to bring it into the physical, like when I'm in family therapy, I do this before I go in, put my daughter in my hand, put me and my daughter and the therapist in my hands, invoke, and then I'm able to be the observer. I'm able to be the mirror and reflect back to her what she's saying to me. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Or, but that's just an example of me in therapy, but you can use this for anything. You can use it for your health. You can use it for, I could use it, I should be using it when I go down into the downtown east side and do readings. I can do it in the reading room. You can do it like, you can just do it and people won't even know what you're doing. You can just sit there with your hands and put the situation, if you're in a position where you want to transmute something, you can do it in the moment, but it's also good to do it in your meditation time as well. Okay. So this, I just wanted to show that the dissipation energy flows. So you can see how it flows. This is the crossover energy in the body. So you've got gratitude and you've got the flow energy. And then that helps us not be frozen so that we can be in our humility and our service out more and more out with the people. So yeah, it anchors us in our self-love and self-worth. Self-love, self-worth. Okay. That makes sense? It's easier to see it like that. In the flow. Yeah, we're in the flow of the sunlight and the water. The mother and the father. And this is gender equality in the physical form. And that's what's kind of been missing on the planet. So the more we get that anchoring of the energy, wow, it just goes, it goes into the collective to help with peace, with everything. Okay. So now we're on to Susie asking questions. As healers in integrity, we know to always ask permission to work on someone, but I'm wondering if that's always necessary in every situation. I think many of us send love and light to folks who don't even know us, and often to people who want nothing to do with us. So the perception part is we do the work, and I do understand that the work that we do of an energetic nature, whether other people are aware of it or not, does have an effect, but it takes two in a relationship. And if one person is doing transmuting work, can one person do it for both? This is so interesting. And SK says, yes, I am going to shock many with my answer, but let us also say, as Lao Tzu and Saint Germain have indicated with the introduction of 13th octave Lao Chi, so that's like a form of Reiki, and ascension healing, the rules change. So when you used to ask permission of the individual, you as a human race, as a collective, were at the point of learning to respect boundaries and one another. You have learned that, and you do not undertake healing work in a way that is subterfuge. It is not possible. Then what you are doing is creating subterfuge. So that is very different than healing. So when you send love, because basically that is what the law and what creation and healing is about, you are sending it to the individual or to the situation or to the collective, just as you are now sending clarity to the collective of humanity. You're sending it with the purity of intent and the purity of love. So when we're sending that blue, not frozen energy, flowing blue energy, we're sending it with the purity of intent, basically. We're not doing it for anything but love and peace, basically. So there we are. There's the blue clarity. If there is one individually or collectively as a group that says, no, we do not want this, we're not ready for it, leave me alone, I love my disease, then what that energy does, it has its own intelligence, and that transmutation energy, that healing energy moves on. It doesn't just stall out, it is active, vibrant, alive energy, so it moves on. So we can send, when we're doing our meditation on Mondays, we can send energy and just know it has its own intelligence and it will go where it's meant to go. If someone says, nope, don't want it, it'll go, as he says, it goes around, it moves on, and it just goes where it's needed. So never hesitate to send energy. It moves on to the person who has been praying in the darkness of the night for help, and in that way it is utilized. When you send healing energy, it is never wasted. And let us suggest to you that sometimes that healing energy travels several galaxies. So no, do not hesitate. If it is not welcomed, it will simply continue on. So even when we're doing our sending just for the planet, it could be going much farther than we realize. So cool. Susie says, that's really good news. So my last question, Gaia as a transmuter, we can certainly partner with Gaia because we have been given the information many times to give it to the mother, give it to Gaia. If you're feeling sorrow, just release it into the earth and give it to Gaia. She's a master transmuter. And SK Raj says, Gaia is your biggest example in physicality of how to transmute. Think, and I say think because to feel will hurt too much. Think of all the atrocities, big and small, that Gaia has transmuted. So yes, sweep your tears, release to the earth, sleep with your head in her lap, and allow her to assist you. She is your earthly mother, and she will help you, and she shows you how to do this. So there's a brilliant meditation that Linda did, where you go right down to Gaia and put your head in her lap. I can send that out if anyone's interested. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a beauty. And it just helps us understand that she's there and she loves it when we visit her. So it's a good idea to visit her and just love her. And if you have anything that you want to release, she will take it in a flash because she wants us to let go of all this stuff. And then SK goes on to say, how does a stream that has been polluted and disregarded and then not interfered with human cleanup activities, how does she restore that so that when you return 2 years later, your stream is bright and sparkling and just as you remembered? She transmutes. And the elementals, the divas, the kingdoms, they all help her. So yes, work with Gaia. And Susie said, there's also the situation when we offer our love and energy to Gaia. Does that not help her as well to do the work that she does? And Raj says, when you receive love and compassion, understanding, connection, committed heart, does that not spur you on? So yes, it is exactly the same with Gaia. She says, okay, some do remember and love and cherish me. I will keep going. So yes, Ken.
You said the divas? What's that?
Oh, the fairies.
Oh, okay.
The elementals and the divas are the fairies and the gnomes and all those magical creatures that help look after nature.
Okay.
Okay, now this is a question from a caller that called into the radio show. David, when we are talking about the law of transmutation, it feels like there's also a way, we're not talking so much about this, but it's about destroying the illusion. As I understand, the illusion is separation, and everything like that is a representation of separation, of not being whole. So I ask if there is a way of transforming our negative thoughts of separation and get into this consciousness that we are really one. Because I think then everything will dissolve into truth again. And Raj says, yes, there is a process. And of course, the core issue is always self-worth and self-love. And you can place this lack within your hands, but do not forget, I do not give this simply for you, but for all. And not everyone on the planet is prepared to start at that point. So I do know how difficult it is to jump into gratitude for self-worth right off the bat. And I think that's why I was guided to learn all about forgiveness first, because that in itself was a whole journey. So I think that's what he's talking about. It's a process. The one thing that I have not said, and it is important, this is about destruction, but I've used the term very specifically about cleanup and reconstruction. As you are clearing away, and let us use again the analogy, the buried treasure, as you are cleaning off the barnacles, as you are cleaning off the mud and the sludge, the tarnish, you are loving it. So it is not with disdain ever. Remember that whatever we're struggling with, the more we're in gratitude for it, love for it, the faster the old dissipates. So it's not with disdain ever. That's a really good one to remember. We're here to be in gratitude for everything. And that's actually connected to our self-worth. Yes, Darren.
So I gather that's saying that everything has a divine core to it, no matter what it looks like on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And that's what when SK said the kernel of mostly everything is love, self-worth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And the key is, I mean, it's love, but you know, there's so many ways to look at love. Mm-hmm. You are loving it. So it is not with disdain ever. So what is it? It's all health issues, relationship issues, belief in separation issues, that we are not heard. Just think of all the core issues: anger, fear, sorrow, shame, bigotry, which goes into the domestic violence, the hatred, the judgment, the limitation, the anxiety, the worry, and control, the guilt. So no disdain for anyone suffering from the old grids, or especially ourselves. So really gratitude for the courage it takes to be here. And we are loving it. So that's the mother's blue, clarity, which is connected to all the blue, to get, you know, forgiveness, to peace, to hope, to trust, to faith. And the father's golden gratitude, the joy. Love is emerald, and blue and yellow makes green emerald. So that's another way to talk about love, Steve.
Hey, thank you for
Yeah, bring it down to the colors.
that. Just want to mention that on the third dimension or fourth dimension, whatever we're on, we would speak in terms of different kinds of love, or parental love, romantic love, etc. But higher dimensions, where another kind of love exists, that love, and the minute we experience it too, becomes obviously the answer to anything that's bothering you. It sweeps away your concerns in the first place, right? But you just know when you're in it, this is the answer.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and I think the reason we're learning like the components of it is because we haven't jumped into the feelings of it.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So
For sure.
we're breaking it down. It's a process, and there's going to come a point where we all just tip over into it.
Absolutely.
The process is helping us understand what it is as well.
You bet. You
And
bet.
that's why it's taking us the time that it is to get where what's happening here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Hathor wisdom reminding us, if you can be in that gratitude, even when you're feeling awful, it's a game changer, because then you're mastering your self-worth. So with me, I've struggled with this energy that really feels it's hard to handle, but this the gratitude, the wisdom of gratitude has really, really helped me. So I was taught all about forgiveness, did a lot of work around forgiveness, and then this understanding the father energy, the being in gratitude for everything, waking up in gratitude. Anytime a money transaction happens, to be in gratitude, like it's a practice. And that really helps with transmutation. And it's the same with Archangel Gabriel saying, fill yourself with gold. It will permeate every cell, every pore, every organ, your blood, everything. And it's beautiful and radiant. So very healing to be in a state of gratitude for everything, no matter what it is, whether it's a relationship that's gone awry or, struggling with health issues, waking up and being grateful. It shifts and changes us into divine alignment very quickly. Okay. And what he's saying is, you are doing it because you are uncovering a precious treasure that is either you, a nation, a belief system, or a collective. So you are loving the barnacles, you are loving the mud because it has protected what was so precious and important to you. But now it is time for the treasure to reemerge, and for the treasure to reemerge in the purity of its space. So in love, basically. There we are. That's that big, that beautiful high heart chakra. We're learning to balance in the energies and work with transmutation and dissipation for our worth and our love. Yes, Steve.
Could you just go back to the last slide for a minute? I get it captured in a sec. Bing, bing, bing. Emergence. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's a good one. I liked how he said re-emerge in the purity of its space. Because time and space is related to love. So anywhere where you see I've used green, it's usually like a group energy. Here we're loving the barnacles, so that's like a loving what hasn't worked here. So really, really getting deep into loving everything. Okay, there's the balance that's in the golden energy of gratitude that's really embedded in this chakra, but also remembering the mother's clarity is connected to this one. There's the clarity. Laugh about the frozen piece. I'm never going to forget that now. Okay, there's the movement of it. There's us remembering dissipation, forgiveness, movement of the blue. And I think that's it for now. Okay. So, yeah, that's good. Does anyone have anything they want to add to this?
Well, Werner said, what you resist persists. And persists because we wrestle with it, right? I don't like that. Well, I still don't like that. And dissipation, forgive it.
Yeah.
Let go of it. And it goes. I mean, makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, good. Yeah, get in the flow of letting go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just think of it like Om, like the mother. We just want to let it go. Yeah. Darren.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit more about the purity of its space?
Oh, that reemerge in the purity. So purity is the original innocence. Purity is loving everything. Purity is going into like getting your hands dirty. So actively engaging with the divine plan, out with the people, basically doing the work of its space is the love, from my understanding of it. But space, just being, allowing it to emerge in the space. Yep, Leanne?
So you were talking when you were looking at the, you know, how you've got the body with the half blue and half yellow, the mother and the father, right?
Yeah. I'll see if I
Well,
can.
I was quite a few slides back, but
Yeah.
then you had kind of had arrows going on from like the left to the right down to say self-worth and self-love. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
So are you really saying then that the self-worth is more of a from the father energy?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I knew that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Self-worth connected to gratitude, connected to the sunlight, connected to the father.
Or I guess I forgot. Yes, right. It just, you know how sometimes things click in a deeper way.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I was making this go like using the words to do the
Yes.
cross, and I was like, oh wow, this is brilliant, because then you can see this is the dissipation, this is the mother, this is the water, this is
Right.
forgiveness, this is us in gratitude for everything.
And I guess I was, what I was relating it to then is the yin and yang of us, like the balance again in that sense, you know, when you're trying to heal yourself, you know, you are working on the balance of mother and father energy, but you're also working with on a more human level, like the yin and yang.
Isn't that the same though? Like,
yeah. It is, but like you can eat foods that are more yin or eat foods that are more yang, or you can, you know, do there, you know what I'm saying? Like on that level, which is more the human healing body, physical level.
The physical, yes. And the symbol of the yin and yang is a circle, and it looks like it's spinning.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
The mother energy actually spins counterclockwise and the father clockwise.
Yeah.
We wind back the past with forgiveness to create peace inside, and we move forward in joy. And it's like the golden spiral. It goes up high, and then you can get deeper and deeper into the forgiveness of everything, the higher you go.
Right.
So oftentimes people will come to me and say, I had this great meditation practice, but I can't do it anymore. It's because you've gotten into a whole new level, and the goal actually is to go deeper. Because it stalls out because we're not remembering to do the mother work. Go deeper into the forgiveness of everything. That's how you've gotten so high to begin with, but then you've got to go deeper.
Yes.
And just keep asking, why did I stall out? What's going on here? And ask your guides, and your guides will show you. And it's usually something we need to go deeper into forgiveness of.
And I guess back to the yin and yang, what I was looking at or relating it to was that, like, say someone says, okay, my yin is off or my yang is off, then you're going to go, okay, well then I have to work on my self-worth, or I have to work on my self-love, like going backwards, like going that way with it, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Darren.
You know, in that yin yang symbol, what are the two dots in that symbol?
I don't know, because I have not been studying that. Maybe you know. I don't know. Oops.
I think it would probably symbolize the one. The two dots are identical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's at the core of us. That's what I would think.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
very
I
good.
was kind of thinking it's a connection between the two.
I don't know. Wow.
Maybe it's a portal. I don't know. It's a good, well, you can ask your guides, sit in meditation and ask them, because they'll show you.
Okay.
Go into your heart temple. So fly in through the pinprick of light and the green heart chakra into the golden temple. Sit there. That's the place to really get answers. Or as you're contemplating the tri-flame in the heart chakra, there's two places that are full of information. Okay. Well, Ken, shall we send out some love?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody ready? This is a good one to look at. Just maybe we'll send out our self-love and self-worth, our dissipation and transmutation of all the energy that is not of love on this planet. So we'll set
Oh, sorry, can I just tell you what it means?
yes.
Looked it up. The smaller circles within the larger circle. So significantly, the yin yang contains smaller circles nested within each half of the symbol to serve as a constant reminder of the interdependent nature of the black and white opposites. It reminds the Teos practitioner that all of relative existence is in constant flux and change.
Yeah. That's
And
exactly
while
what I said.
yeah, and while creation of pairs of opposites would seem to be an aspect of our human software, we can maintain a relaxed attitude around this, knowing that each side always contains the other. As night contains day, as a mother contains the infant that she will give birth to a child. So in a way, it's oneness, really.
Yeah, exactly what Steve said.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
there you go. Just confirming, Steve.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
that's good. Very good.
It is kind of like what you were saying, Kathleen, too, that we like I'm a man, someone else is a woman, and so there's this external difference,
Mhm.
and you're pointing out the internal
Yeah,
way it operates too. So it's both external and internal, it seems.
yeah, yeah. And the more we understand this internal of the balance of the mother and the father, because the mother is the father
Yeah.
in the higher realms, we get that in our hearts, then there's peace in the higher realms. The mother and the father, they don't fight with each other.
Like to see a fight, boy, that would be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Thunderbolts.
It just doesn't work. So, and that's us remembering or letting go the bigotry here. And I didn't understand it. I only got this recently, but bigotry, if you go into it, that's the domestic violence, that's the incest, that's the abuse between the masculine and the feminine that lots of times kids witness, and then they don't know what to do with it. So they take it on and they recreate it without even realizing what they're doing. Because we're just not trained to turn this stuff around and transmute it and allow the dissipation to work. So we're doing it now as adults, and I think eventually this type of information will get anchored into the school system, because I'm sure that it's in the galactic teachings on board ship with the kids.
I think a lot of teachers would like to see it too. I mean, they want it just as much as we do.
So I have sold a lot of manuals and card decks to teachers of my little deck and the cards and the chart. Yeah, it's getting out there. I should ask my printer how many I've sold. Because I'm sure he's kept track. Yeah, and I don't order, like, I only order about 6 every time, because I think it's quite hard for him to do it. I think he's doing it in service, because it's not easy to do it, print these things individually and everything, but he's doing it and he says he loves it. So but I only order like half a dozen at a time. Mhm. Funny. Yeah. Okay, well, let's send this out. Let's send out balance of the mother and the father for 10 minutes. I'll start the timer and you can put yourself on mute if you want. There we go. 10 minutes goes so fast. Mhm. Did you enjoy that, Steve?
Yes, I did. I noticed that my meditations are getting deeper and deeper.
Nice work.
Yeah, in the experience of love. Just wonderful. Yeah.
Good.
Over a year ago.
Nice. Very
Okay.
good.
Mhm.
Anybody else want to share? Ken, were you okay in that one? Oh, you're on mute.
Say again?
Did you enjoy that little meditation?
Yeah, when I started to focus on specific things, like the people that I get to talk to when before I do my physical therapy, we
Mhm.
sit in chairs and talk to each other, and
Mhm.
that's always really nice.
Beautiful.
And of course, for my babies, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, um, that one of my cats, when he goes to sleep, he snores.
Oh.
So it really is kind of crazy. But I don't know, it's stuff like that that I'm grateful for. Yeah.
Beautiful. The little things.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, there was a poem that was done by a Saint Teresa, and it was all about the little things. I'll see if I can dig that out. It's so sweet. Good. And Lillian, did you like that one?
That was nice. I was sleepy though.
Yeah. It's bedtime.
No, it's just been a sleepy. I don't think I woke up all day today.
Right.
It's been a sleepy day today.
Yeah. Oh, there's a cat.
Roscoe.
Yeah, this is the one that snores.
Oh, Roscoe. Okay. And Darren, do you have anything to add?
It was a good meditation, yeah. Went around the world using dissipation and transmutation and transmuted a whole bunch of dark energy. So, yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Awesome. Good work. Leanne, did you want to add anything?
I don't know if I want to add anything else, but I did like the part about the meditation or the sending out love and how it can go to other galaxies.
Yes.
That was
cool.
great. How
Mhm.
powerful we really are, right? It's just
Yeah.
reinforcing it.
Exactly. And not to worry, if somebody doesn't want it, that's okay. Go where it's needed.
Yeah.
Just someone who's praying for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had that piece before. Yeah, I love that too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the way to the edge of the universe.
Mhm. Yeah, so cool. All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording now.